Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, everybody. Wow, I see all nice pictures. How are you doing?
Fine.
Too busy. Too busy.
Too busy.
Too busy to think of anything. Yeah, let me get my pen now and get something. Do you think we are going to get rain soon?
Hello, everybody.
Seems like it.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, how are you?
You turn the sound on louder. Okay.
Morning. This is Jeff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is sunny by you?
Good morning.
Yes, but we have a raining last couple days.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We've been dry for about a month, over a month.
Yeah, Texas is pretty interesting. I lived there for 10 years actually.
Oh, which part?
Austin.
Oh, that's better than us here.
Oh, okay. 100 degrees more than 100 days, almost every year.
Yes, that's tough. But when you don't go out too much, it seems okay.
Yeah. The problem is I love outdoors. So
Yeah. Yes, that is.
Morning, everyone.
Good
So
morning.
Good morning.
everybody on time. If you are on time, you are late, right? So we have a new guest, right? Chris.
Hello.
You want to introduce yourself to everybody and how you find us? Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Chris Toll. I live in Plano, and just had actually wanted to check out Toastmasters for a long time. And just kind of looked online and found y'all. It's a good time and looks like a good group. So I'm just excited to learn a lot from y'all and just try to improve with communicating and speaking. I'm a father. I have two daughters, 15 and 12. So they keep me busy and just glad to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you find from online?
I did.
Okay, cool. So today I'm the Toastmaster, and so are we begin from the pledge? Do you guys have the? Let me see. Everybody can see this form. Let's begin from the pledge. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the United States
of
of America
and
and
to
to the
To the
republic
republic
which
for
which
which
it
it stands, one nation,
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
a model. Where there is a will, there is
There's a way.
Way.
Keep sowing.
Sowing.
Do not
Do not
Do not
worry
worry
about
about
reaping.
reaping.
Practice and
Practice and
persevere.
persevere.
So today, I don't see Rona is in the meeting. So
I believe she's out of town because we
Okay.
canceled the youth club because of that.
okay, I see. So yeah, I didn't communicate with her, and I assign her as the evaluator 3. So who can do the evaluator 3? Almost everybody assigned, right?
If there's nobody, I can take it.
You have one already.
Yeah. I know.
So you will be the best evaluator today. Okay.
Well, that's a good one.
Let me think. Who else can do that? Oh yeah,
I
Robin.
can.
I didn't assign Robin yet.
Mhm.
So Robin can be the evaluator 3. Okay.
That's fine.
Thank you. I forgot Robin now. Okay. I just see
Yeah,
you.
Robin can do it.
Long time no see. Okay. So let's begin. So I assign everybody know your role, right? Let me first. Gomeria, word of the day, Pramka. Can you introduce this word of the day to us, everybody?
Yes. So today's word of the day is cornucopia, which means an inexhaustible store or an abundance of something. For example, for contemporary performers, soul represents a cornucopia of musical ideas. So please remember to use this word today in your speeches and during the table topics.
Thank you. And our counter is barman, timer, and word counter is dollars. And speaker 1 is Kavisa. And her evaluator is Maggie. Minjin, sorry. And the second speaker is Tarini. Her evaluator is Maggie. The third speaker is Priyanka. Her evaluator is Robin. So general evaluator is Barman too. So let's begin. So can Minji, can you introduce Kavisa for speaker 1?
Okay, Barry, can you call the helpers and let them tell their functions?
Huh?
Introduce the helpers and let them tell their functions.
Oh, okay. So if because we have new people coming, so okay, Toastmaster is the main duty of the Toastmaster is to act as a general host and conduct the entire program, including introducing participants. For obvious
Very, call
Yes.
the functionaries. Call the functionaries. For example, the timer is, I guess I'm the timer.
Yes.
The timer, the grammarian, let her introduce the word of the day, and then the vote counter, and then the counter. Only those
Sure.
4.
Sure. Okay. So everybody can read the schedule on the second page. So I don't want to read. You guys can read yourself, right? So the counter, you want to introduce your role?
Okay, I was surprised that I'm our counter, but that's fine. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. As a counter, I take a note of proper usage of the word and sound that are used as a crutch word or filler word. The word could be something like, well, you know, so, and double words, and the sounds could be those kind of things. And I will report at the end of the meeting when I'm asked to.
Thank you, Barman. And Doris, can you introduce your role, word counter and timer? Thank you.
Yes, Madam Toastmaster. For the prepared speech, I guess it will be 5 to 7 minutes for all of them, right? And so the green will go up at 5 minutes, the red at 7 minutes, and then the yellow in between. For the vote counter, it's 1 to 2 minutes. The green goes at 1 minute, and that is the minimum time allowed. The red goes at 2 minutes, and the yellow in between. For the evaluator, it is 2 to 3 minutes. So the green goes at 2, and then the red at 3, and the yellow at 2.5 minutes. As vote counter, I'm going to collect your votes and tally them, and I'm going to report when prompted by the facilitator. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Doris. We have another new guest coming, Mariana. You just came in, I just see you. Can you introduce yourself? Thank you.
Sorry, I muted myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Mariana, and it's my first Toastmasters event ever. So I really, I don't know what to expect, but at my job, I'm doing the game program. So this is one of the requirements, which I think is pretty interesting, but I'm excited to be a part of this one today. So thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You don't need to explain anything, just sit still and listen and learn, right?
Yeah.
and make comment later. Thank you. So
Thank you.
let's introduce the first speaker is Kavisa. She is the icebreaker today. So I guess Minchi, can you introduce her, or maybe she just begin to?
Yeah, she can begin. I don't have any information to tell about her and about background, and it's icebreaker, so people should get to know her. And
can somebody read her objective, please? Or if nobody has it, then Kavita, can you read your objective before you speak? Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kavita, and my objective today is the icebreaker, right, Dolores? That I'm going to, this is almost, I'm restarting myself. So this is the second time I'm in a Toastmaster club, but I'm still not started big. So this is my second speech or third speech. And to get started, good morning, everyone. So icebreaker, right?
Excuse me, Kavita.
Yeah.
So is it going to be an icebreaker?
I'm not sure. I thought I just had a prepared speech. I can do anything.
Yeah, she's a first time speech. She's a new member.
For the no, but she had some speeches made at the other club. But if it's going to be an icebreaker, Kavita, then it's going to be 4 to 6 minutes. 4 to 6 minutes. So it's the green will be at 4, and then the red will be at 6 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's welcome Kavisa.
Okay. Thank you. As Dolores said, this is going to be my second icebreaker speech. I had prepared for something else, so let me give it a try. Okay. Kavita, right? So what does the name Kavita mean? Now that might be something new. Kavita means poem. Now my father, he is a big reader of books, and he writes a lot. So he thought that, okay, let me name my daughter after a poem. And there's a story behind that. Every Indian name has a story behind whatever they have named their kids as, and that was the story. And now I followed my father's footsteps. I'm not a big writer, but I read a lot of books. So I started speaking on it from school time. I have been speaking, wherever the opportunity came. My father used to write speeches and I used to go and present it. And we used to be a good team, and it worked out very well until a certain point. We used to move around a lot. So we moved out once. It was a new country, new place, new school. And me being a teenager, it was a whole new different experience altogether. So as usual, I thought that I will, we had a school event coming up. I thought that I'll go present a speech. Now here, the speeches worked a little differently in the new school. I never knew that. And I was supposed to present a poem. And the irony was, until then, I had always my father to write out speeches for me. I used to practice together. Now this poem was something new altogether to me. And still, I worked with a teacher. I selected a topic, and the teacher picked out a topic. Because it was new, I never even asked the teacher why she picked out that particular poem, but I worked on it. And then I stood on the stage. And the moment I said the title of the poem, Toothpaste, everything flew away off of my mind. The words, and nothing, right? It was like a whole sea of new faces in front of me, but somehow I couldn't remember the first line of the poem. So I kept on repeating toothpaste twice. I said, okay, this is not for me. And then I got down. And so that gave me a fear. Now that was a very, until then I was speaking a lot in front of small groups, but that somehow at that age and that incident gave me a fear of public speaking. Now anywhere in any place I used to started fearing people calling out my name. Even now when someone calls me my name to come on speak on, it gives me that fear, that quivering fear of, okay, what am I going to speak, will I forget, because that incident had such a deep impact on me. And as things moved on forward, so I always try to be that invisible person in a group so that no one calls out my name, no one, I don't have to speak out in a front of a group. I was very comfortable in my comfort zone, but somehow in a public speaking, I was not comfortable. So that kept on going. And then again, we moved with after my marriage, again, we moved into a new country here, and I had kids. And I had to go out. Being an introvert, I became an introvert after that. So I had to go out and start making new friends. I had to start making a new family here, create a new family, at least for my kids, if not for myself, for my kids, because social interaction, we all are social animals. So I realized the importance of that, to give that all-round development for my kids. So I started going out more, talking more, but still I was comfortable talking to anyone and everyone about anything. But again, when it come to talking to a group, it still gave me nightmares. So, and after a point, I had to start a career, and that career pushed me into start speaking more. At that point, I realized my speaking skills had become rusty, and it is something that the more you practice, you keep getting better. But the more we stop using it, it becomes rusty. And my speaking skills were rusty is when I realized I had to step out of my comfort zone. So I went, and that is how I met Dolores. I registered in a Toastmaster club. The first icebreaker speech I gave, I practiced for 1 month just to talk about myself, just to get comfortable of myself talking in front of people. And still my hands were nervous, I was shivering, and all those were still there. But at least I took that first step, and that gave me a confidence. And again, the warm atmosphere that the club had, gave me that confidence that it is okay to fail. And that is when I realized it was also the fear of failure. What happens if I forget? Nothing happens. And at that age, I realized that the fear of failure was what was stopping me going out and talking in front of people, that what will they think about me, right? People opinion. And that gave me that sense of fear. So I stopped caring about what others think, and I started focusing on myself. I started saying that, okay, this is what I had to go and talk out, so let me go and talk out. It's okay if people don't get it. Let me keep trying it again and again. And it has been a year since I done that. I was not regular to the Toastmaster club, but I have been working on my speaking skills. And right now I am actually doing a training every week for a group 10 to 15 people. And that has given me such a confidence, and that has made me realize my potential. I can do it so much better. And I'm still, I wanted to do this. I came in again to get started. So I want to keep getting better and better at it, because as the club motto is, right, the more practice you do, the more better you get. And all we have to do is just not give up and just keep doing what we are, and we will get better at it. So thank you for this opportunity. And that is the story of why I came to join a Toastmaster. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Just like our motto said, do not worry about repeat practice and persevere, right? Okay, let's introduce our second speaker, Tarini. So Maggie, do you have can you introduce Tarini? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. I don't have the speech title for today, but I can introduce Tarini a little bit. Since she joined us, I have seen her progress that she has made. And she took upon the presidency for last year. She really grew a lot and did a lot. And I'm sure she has prepared her speech for today. Enjoy your speech, Tarini.
Thank you,
Back to
Maggie. Okay. So my speech is a persuasive speech about basically trying to persuade you to read a book that I've read over the past couple of weeks. An adult in the United States spends an average of 5.4 hours on his or her smartphone, while children spend on average 5.7 hours on their smart devices. By show of hands, how many of you text or check your phone while waiting for the elevator? How many of you check your phone at night before you go to sleep? How many of you check social media that's unrelated to work every day? Finally, how many of you feel that you've lost your autonomy to your mobile devices? Okay, that's a significant amount of you, but Calport's new book, Digital Minimalism, Choosing a Focused Life in a Noisy World, addresses what most Americans can relate to, a loss of autonomy to their smart devices. Newport provides scientific and behavioral studies to corroborate his claim that we can take back our lives if we use our smart devices deliberately. Not only does Newport persuade the audience that much of their technology use is unconscious, but he also provides practical tips to help technology serve us, not the other way around. Reading this book will help you if you're trying to redefine your relationship with technology and reconnect with the hobbies you haven't had time for. This book gives 3 reasons for reevaluating your relationship with technology. The first one is that clutter wastes your time. What I mean by clutter is the cornucopia of apps that people think they need, but find that they have no real use for. To find the technological clutter in your life, Newport recommends a 30-day technological cleanse where you use only the technology that you need for work or any other important obligations. During this time, you'll find what your values are so that after the 30-day cleanse, you can use technology that directly supports those values. The second reason you want to reevaluate your relationship with technology is the optimization of technology you use is important to your autonomy. To optimize your technology, Newport recommends having a definitive purpose for using that technology. By defining your purpose, you can isolate the functions you want to use and leave out the functions that don't help fulfill your purpose. The third reason you'll want to reevaluate your relationship with technology is that intentionality can prevent you from giving too much attention to the media that won't benefit you in any tangible way. By setting strict standards for what functions of technology you use, when, why, how, and where, you're ensuring that technology use is on your time and on your terms. When doing the 30-day technology cleanse, most people find that they use technology to take part in a subject they find interesting, chat with family and friends, play games, and keep up with the news. Newport suggests that you don't have to give any of these up. You can just find new, meaningful ways to do them. Newport recommends attending in-person seminars on interesting topics so that you can interact with other attendees. Another way you can take part in a field you find interesting is to start a club. In fact, one of our founding fathers, Ben Franklin, started a social club called Junto to discuss questions about morals, politics, and natural philosophy. And many of the attendees found that the club provided substantial improvement in their lives. While many people find joy in connecting with new people through social clubs, some people also find satisfaction in connecting with friends and family at picnics and other outings. Instead of spending an hour texting your friends on Facebook or instant messaging them, you can figure out a time you guys can meet for lunch and carry out the conversation in person to provide for much richer communication. Additionally, some people also use technology to play games. You don't have to give that up either. You can always go play pool, get some board games, or pull out the soccer ball to stimulate the kick you get from the gaming experience. While some people use technology for gaming, other people like to keep up with the latest events. Newport says that you can still get your news online, but limit your time checking the news so that you don't get lost in the online stream of stories. What you can do is set a specific time to browse your favorite news every day and stick to that time. By giving these tips, proves that you don't have to sacrifice the things you already enjoy when you are trying to set limits on your technology use. Ultimately, the purpose of using technology is to help make our tasks easier, like going to a new location or paying our bills. If we use technology meaningfully, Newport argues that we can derive the benefit from technology as well as reconnect with the activities that mean the most to us. I was inspired by this book and I did the 30-day technology cleanse. In that time, I gave up Netflix, YouTube, and I deleted any social media I don't use as much because I'm not much of a social media user. I only texted people at the end of the day, which was also facilitated by the fact that we weren't going out much due to the coronavirus outbreak. And also due to the coronavirus outbreak, unfortunately, I could not attend in-person seminars or meet up with my friends as much as I used to. And while I did face withdrawal from not playing mobile games, watching YouTube or Netflix, I was able to read more books during that time and get ahead with my college work. Another habit that I picked up in the 30-day technology cleanse was meditating, taking walks without looking at my phone, and enjoying leisure time. I would recommend this book if you really want to capitalize on your time in quarantine and try something new. You will thank your lucky stars that you were able to find some new ways to relax and enjoy some fulfillment off screen. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Tarini. It's very good information. And we need to read more book. Sometimes too much technology, we don't read a book anymore. Okay, let's welcome the third speaker, Priyanka. And Robin, do you want to introduce Priyanka's speech? Thank you, Robin.
Yes, I am going to take a few liberties since we do have some visitors to kind of explain what's going on. So the learning path that we use in Toastmasters is called Pathways. It's not just about speeches, there's projects that you have to do to help you learn about your leadership style and take on leadership roles as well as speak. Priyanka's path is called Dynamic Leadership. We have 11 different paths that you can choose from, and they all have a little bit slightly different flavor. Priyanka has already done her level 1, so she's done her icebreaker and a research speech and done some evaluations. The second level, which is what Priyanka is on now, she's learning her style. So now that she knows how to craft a speech and give a speech, now she's learning what her style is so that she can make it her own when she does have a speech. The things that you do in Dynamic Leadership level 2, the projects that you do are leadership community. You understand your leadership communication, your leadership style, you understand your communication style. And then you also get introduced into the Toastmasters mentor program. And you do a speech about a time when you were a protege, which is there's a mentor and a mentee. The mentee is considered a protege in Toastmasters. I'm not sure which speech Priyanka is giving today because I tried to chat her to find out what it was, but she will be giving one of those 3. Priyanka, I cannot say your last name, Hosabetu, will be presenting a level 2 dynamic leadership speech today in her Pathways journey. Priyanka.
Thank you, Robin. Sorry, I did not see your chat. So the speech that I'm giving is the second speech from level 2, which is to talk about communication styles. So how many times have you all been to a meeting and not listened to a word that was said? I think we've all been there at some point or the other. Now, this could be because either the speaker is not interesting or the discussion is like all over the place. So kind of we lose interest and we start daydreaming or thinking about something else. And I'm pretty sure I've been at the other end where I have conducted such meetings and the rest of the people have gone to sleep. So this brings me to my topic, which is effective communication. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about different communication styles that I have encountered and some techniques that I have found useful that help me become a better communicator. So let me start with the different types of people that I have met. So let's call the first one Silent Sarah. Now, Sarah is the kind of person who does not like to talk a lot. Her responses to questions are always very short and to the point. You could describe her as an introvert. She hardly engages in small talk, and you don't really know a lot about her personal life or hobbies. Now, the other person is the exact opposite of Sarah. So let's call this person talkative Tom. Now, while Sarah is very to the point and her responses are always short, a conversation with Tom just goes on and on forever. You could ask him something about the weekend and you end up listening to the entire summer vacation that he took. Now, while this is an exaggeration, I feel like most of us fall somewhere between a Sarah and a Tom. I think I'm more of the Sarah kind of person where I would not really talk too much unless I was asked to. So communication, I think, is a two-way street. And especially when you work with teams, it's very important to have effective communication. So I think it's important to identify your communication style and also adapt it depending on the person that you're speaking to. So let me explain with the help of an example. So let's say you have a meeting and you have to discuss a project and need to come up with a project plan by taking feedback from everyone in the team. Now, what I have observed is a team is usually a mix of different kinds of people. You will have some silent Sarahs and then you will have some talkative Toms. So what I see happens is that many times the silent ones tend to not really contribute. And sometimes the people who are talkative tend to go on, and sometimes they tend to go off topic. So the end result is that the meeting becomes extremely unproductive. So what can we do, especially when we are facilitators, to drive productive meetings and become more effective at communicating? So while talking to someone like a Sarah, who you notice is more of an extrovert and does not contribute as much, I think it's important to make them feel comfortable so that they feel free to share their ideas. And one way to do that is to try and build a personal connection with them. So you can do this by asking them icebreaker questions like things about their families and hobbies, and try to figure out what they're passionate about. By doing this, they will gradually open up and be more productive during your meetings. A second way is to ask more open-ended questions. For example, instead of asking something like, hey, do you like this idea? You could phrase it differently and ask them, what do you think about this idea? So by asking open-ended questions, it gives them an opportunity to share their views and opinions. On the other hand, while talking to someone who's extremely talkative, I think we should try and understand why is it that they tend to talk so much. Maybe they feel pressure to contribute. Maybe they feel that if they don't speak up, they will not be heard, or that no one else might contribute to the conversation. So in such scenarios, what you can do is maybe gently interrupt, and you can paraphrase what they're saying and also try to get more people involved. So for example, you could say something like, that's a very interesting idea, Tom. Let's see what Sarah has to talk about. So that way you make sure that everyone is heard and at the same time get other people involved in the conversation. So, and also in a meeting setting, another thing you can do is set the agenda in advance. So this gives people time to think through things and be a more valuable contributor. However, what do you do in a normal conversation? So one thing that I have observed is one very important thing that I read about is that something said by Stephen Covey, who's author of the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So what he said was, most of us don't listen with the intent to understand. We listen with the intent to reply. So in the best of communication, we should notice that there is always a kind of give and take between the talking and the listening. Sometimes there is a sharing of who the speaker is and who the listener is. And that's which is based on mutual respect and which is based on caring about each other's feelings. So very often we tend to focus on the talking and what we are doing, and we always try to think what you will say next. During this time, we forget to listen to what the other person is saying. And I think listening is equally important. And automatically, when we become a better listener, we can respond more constructively, and that will automatically make us better speakers. Now, for example, if a friend comes back from a trip and tells you, hey, I had an amazing trip in Hawaii, rather than being enthusiastic about the trip and asking them follow up questions, very often we start talking about our own trip or our personal experiences. A better way of responding to this would be to ask them follow-up questions like, hey, how did you plan this trip? How many days did you visit? Tell me more about your trip. So this way you are engaging the person in front of you, and not only are you becoming a better contributor, you're also helping other people become more effective at communication. So to conclude, I will say this, that if you take one thing from this speech, I think it would be to listen with the intent to understand. So look at every conversation as a cornucopia of opportunities to learn. And I think this will definitely make us better communicators. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Priyanka. Very good tip for communication. So let's call for Doris, the timer. Let's welcome Doris. Thank you.
Okay. Timer's report. Kavita, 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Tarini, 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Priyanka, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Doris. And let's vote for the best speaker. Can we give the vote privately from the chat to Doris? We can use privately. We don't want to see your vote, okay? Thank you. And you can choose from the chat, right? And then just select the Doris and then give her your vote. So next one is a table topic. And let's welcome our today's table topic master, Jeff Chen. Jeff is my all-time friend in California. He come to our class and support, and he want to learn more too. And let's welcome Jeff.
Thank you, Betty. Table topic is for the members to have their own time to share without thinking, without preparation. Thinking about like in the meeting. So when you trying to raise a question or answer the question, that's a setup. And also it's a fun part. Everybody can involve, especially for people who has no roles today. So I'm gonna involve with our guests today. So if you don't mind, Chris and Mariana, right? So the first one, I'd like to have Doris.
Did you call my name?
Question. Hello?
Excuse me, did you call my name?
Yes, yes.
Okay, please, what is the question?
Okay. This is something very interesting to a lot of people. Maybe you have experience. What was your last time feeling depressed and how you handle that?
Feeling depressed, is that what you said? When
Yes,
was the
ma'am.
last time that
and how you handle that?
How I handle it? Okay, very good question, Mr. Table Topic Master. Who's going to somebody time me, or don't time me? Depression is very common in United States or even in other parts of the world. But let me just talk about incidents here in the United States because this is where I practice medicine. I'm a doctor, I'm an MD, and my major is also psychology. 1 to 5 person, and this is staggering, 1 person to 5, so that's the proportion. 1 to 5 has mental problems here in United States. When was the last time I had depression? It depends on the level of depression. For example, 2 days ago, I was depressed because the president of our organization, North Texas Association of Philippine Physicians, died of COVID. And I was thinking of how a servant heart he had. He's very gung-ho about serving other people. So that's a loss for society. She's the current president of our association, and she loved to head our medical mission to different countries of the world, especially Philippines. And then, to make the matter worse, her husband yesterday had COVID. So I'm depressed because when is this tragedy going to end? It's good that we have vaccine coming up, 90% Pfizer, 95% Moderna, but then there are still concern. So my heart bleeds or aches for the world. I also have a servant heart and I love people. I love to touch people. That's why I serve people. And so my heart is bleeding for them. When is this going to stop? And how I help myself is I encourage myself in the Lord. I'm a Christian. I have things that are already placed in my heart on how I can make myself strong. I still myself in the Word of God. I tell myself I am more than a conqueror because of what God has done to me. God has provided all of my needs, including my needs for ministry, including my need to strengthen other people. God has provided them all. So I tell myself my why, my who, whom I belong to, and that's how I do it. And when I still need it, I hold my Bible and read the pages. And how I also protect myself from depression is I continue to serve people, even though with the COVID is still going on, is still raging. I, as a chaplain of the Plano Police, go out there when I'm called, go to places where there are deaths, either from COVID or homicide, and I serve the family by comforting them, by praying for them, and encouraging them. Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Doris. That's a way we recognize our members too. So thanks for sharing your inside story and feel sorry about your friends. All right, we have Robin. Let me see, Robin. Is Robin there? We don't see Robin?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay. So here's a question for you. If you are the governor of Texas, what would you do for the people of Texas?
That's a very broad question. Thinking maybe possibly you're talking about in a current situation. I understand the complexity. I understand that we as a country, as a state, have to make sure that our economy stays afloat. We also have to consider the safety and health of individuals. And we also have to consider that the life of a person who lives in a city like Dallas versus a small town like Waller County, Texas, they're not going to be the same. And so there's a lot of thoughts on, well, we should shut down, or we should force this, or we should force that. But we really have to consider the lifestyle of the people in the different cities and try to make a broad but comprehensive decision that will be helpful to all. That's the purpose of the governor. So I think as a governor, that's what I would do to help people. But I would also try to explain or get people to understand the importance of not just thinking of self. I think we've become a very selfish society, and it is expressed by our politicians as well as individuals. And I am a person who is at extreme high risk And I can't leave the house because I can't depend on anybody else to do anything other than what they care about. And not knowing me, I'm sure that they don't care about me. So I have to make sure that I take care of myself, but I also think of others when I do that. And I think that that's what we need to do, is really try to get people to understand that it's not always about self, that we are a nation of many and we have to live together. And the best way to do that is expressing that consideration for humanity, as well as taking into consideration everybody's situation. Mr. Topic.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. See, that's a scenario that when you've been tossed under the bus, you just don't tell anything, right? That's a political correct. So thank you, Robin. Another one is also, I would think Botman would be interested, which is if a startup company just like to hire you as a CEO, are you confident to take it? Why?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, table topic master. First of all, what was the word of the day? Cornopia. So I'm going to use that one to be qualified. As for a CEO, I mean, depends on what job. It's not that somebody come and tell me, come and get this job. First of all, I apply for a job that I have knowledge or interest and experience. And then if I see myself as qualified person or candidate, I take it. But otherwise, if somebody comes and tells me, okay, you go ahead and become a CEO for this job that I have no idea, I don't know. However, when I accept the job, I'm a very dedicated person and I go for it and I finish the job no matter what. And this is based on my experiences and past history. I have a good record of completing the job and good result. That's my answer.
Thank you, Barman. I guess, I've been thinking about that. I can do anything except the president of the United States. So I've been joking around. I'm the secretary of the state for the Asian country. So I don't really care what kind of job. If you want me to run it, I'll do it for you as far as you pay me, right? So Chris, I want to give you a very interesting life experience question. Tell us, are you aware of any scam surrounding you, happened to you, or whatever you heard of, you want to share with us today?
Am I aware of any scam that's occurred to me recently? It's a good question. I think one of the most recent scams that happened to me is I've been getting some emails that my accounts have been compromised. My Facebook, social medias, Yahoo, that kind of thing. And it's one of the nice things I think is that I've noticed that technology companies are doing a really good job of kind of allowing you to know that your information has been compromised before anything drastic happens, to your bank accounts or to your credit. So I've been getting a lot of notifications about, hey, your email has been compromised. Have you logged in here in a location that I'm not familiar with? Have you logged in on this kind of computer or smartphone? And most of the instances I can see, no, it was not me. I was not in China. I was not logging in on a phone that's way better than the one that I have. So I was able to kind of take care of everything online immediately and change passwords without having any kind of impact to my financial situations. So to answer your question, that's the most recent scam I can recall having happened to me. However, I was lucky enough with these companies and platforms that I use that they stopped it even before a scam actually happened. That's my answer.
Thank you very much. Chris just showed the spirit of the table topic master, quickly organize and express his thought and share with us verbally. So our next question will be Mariana. Are you still there? Okay, I guess you watch TV show and movie. So share with us what the most you like in the past 7 days.
Okay. TV. I guess I've been watching This Is Us on, I think, ABC maybe. And that is the show that is finally back, season 5. And if anybody's not seen it, I totally recommend you see it. It's a story about a family, and they kind of do flashbacks to the past, the present, and then now we're getting a little bit of their future. And I mean, I'm an emotional person and I cry every single episode. So I think that's why I love it so much. But yeah, that's This Is Us is the one show that I would say it's top of my list right now.
Thank you very much. Definitely, I'm gonna try. Okay, maybe this is gonna be the last one. What about Maggie? I can tell you got a really good smile here. Share with us your last dental appointment survival story.
Oh, thank you very much, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master. The last one that I had is the cancer. I can remember the tough time that my husband and I went through during the surgery and receiving other treatments. However, I had a goal, and also the doctors kept telling me miracle would happen. So we were looking for that miracle, and the miracle did happen. As you know, the miracle would happen until you put some efforts to it. Even though there's cornucopia of treatments or methods or profit, the sayings that will keep you going and help you. However, it's you who have to understand it, adopt it, and implement it. And I'm sure all of you have had some experiences like that. But I'm happy that I had this experience, and also we went through it. Thank you for the opportunity. Back to you.
Betty, do we still have time?
Okay, if you still have a lot of questions or what? One more.
I have one more for Kavita. Okay. Did you vote? If not, why not?
I did not vote because I'm still not a US citizen. I have a citizenship back from India, and I've been voting as long as I've been there. I've been voting from my age 18, I believe. You can vote there. So interestingly, my mother, she never voted. She has, as far as I remember, she has never voted. And we always used to have a discussion. Why don't you vote? It is your right of, that is a right given by the government for us to take a decision, and why not do that? And she always used to give me excuses. And recently she has been more involved, and she has realized that her vote counts. Every vote counts when it comes to taking decisions for the people. And you have the right to take a decision, you know, for the government. Why not take advantage of it? And she has realized that, and I'm glad she's doing that. And maybe in another few years, I might also, my kids are waiting already. I have a 15-year-old, so he's already waiting to vote. So this election has been, there has been a lot of discussion in our home around that. So hopefully in next few years, I might get to vote again. Thank you.
All right. That's a model citizen. Okay, back to Betty.
Thank you,
Toastmaster.
Happy Masters Jeff. We have a lot of questions, and I guess if I don't stop, Jeff will keep talking and talking, right? Never stop. There's a lot of questions.
Oh, you guys talk. I didn't talk.
Okay, let's call for the timer, Doris. Let's welcome Doris. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And thank you, Table Topic Master, for the cornucopia of questions and cornucopia of great answers. Time report. Dolores, 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so no, I did not qualify. Robin, 1 minute and 51, she qualified. Baman, 95 seconds. Chris, 1 minute 48. Mariana, 0.33, so that's 33 seconds. Maggie, 1.26, and Kavita, 1.07. So time-wise, everybody qualified except for Dolores, Baman, and Mariana. I'd like to say that the minimum for table topic is 1 minute. There's no grace period. We have to satisfy 1 minute for the minimum, and for the maximum, including the grace period, it's only 3 minutes. Excuse me, it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So, and that's why Dolores, Baman, and Mariana did not qualify. Now, the others qualified, but the problem is, and I'm going to overstep the grammarian role. The problem with those that qualified is that they did not use, some of them did not use the word of the day. Like I did not hear Robin use it, Chris did not use it, and so, and Kavita did not use it. The only one who used it is Maggie. So Maggie is the only one who qualified. Does that make our voting simpler?
Mr. Topics Master, if I may interject, because that was not explained and we do have people that are new that are visiting, I would suggest, with the exception of me, because I know better,
Yes,
that
sir.
we make sure that everybody qualifies and can be voted upon. Because that
Okay,
should be
I go
explained.
with Robin, since it was not stressed out by our table topic master that that everyone qualifies, or just the ones who are, so everyone qualify according to Robin, and I go with her. So next time, table topic master, please stress that out. And also, if the timer can do it, but it is the primary function of the table topic master to stress that to qualify, we have to satisfy the time frame requirement and also the use of the word of the day. Okay, thank you. So everyone qualify now. Go ahead and vote.
Thank you, Doris. Yeah, some questions hard to imply for the today's or the day cornucopia. Sorry. So let's vote for the best table topic speaker and give private to Doris. And next, let's welcome General Evaluator Barman.
Thank you very much. The role of general evaluator is to evaluate the entire meetings, even it goes days prior to the meeting up to the end of this meeting. But prior to do my general evaluation, I like to bring our speech evaluator to evaluate the speakers. The first speech evaluator is, I don't have the agenda in front of me. Who was the first? Ming.
Thank you.
Ming.
Yeah, so for Carissa's ice-breaking feedbacks, yeah, I really enjoy her speech, and looks like her hard work paid off, and she tried to share her experience with us, and for the speech and her struggle, and she demonstrated she can work towards and fix problem, and her language is very clear. I don't have any problem with her language, and I don't feel she is nervous, so I feel she is comfortable about talking with the audience. And but two things I would suggest for her to improvement is her tone. Her tone is kind of flat and it's always high level. Sometimes you can have some variety of it. And another thing is eye interaction with the audience. And then maybe you can ask some question and maybe try to get more connection with audience. Hey, do you have, I have some challenge. Do you have some challenge? Anybody challenge in the past? So maybe make strong connection. And another thing maybe could be challenged for you and at this moment is the posture. And you can see Doris and she has a very good posture, but for you, when you talk, you don't have many posture. Maybe if you, it's hard to do in the Zoom meeting at this time, but maybe if you try to remind yourself, you can add some posture and some motion, maybe even better for the speech. High level, yeah, I really enjoy your speech and give some suggestion for the future.
Thank you very much. Our second speech evaluator. Who is that second evaluator? Maggie, go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm going to evaluate the speech that Tarini gave. Tarini, I'm really impressed by your strong will and courage to make a speech and deliver it so nicely. You excel at, you organize the speech very well. And the topic is timely. I believe that we all live through this high-tech time, which everyone has cornucopia of information or platforms to access information every day. It's a good thought that you offer the suggestion that we should look into it. Perhaps we get back to more the traditional way to read, to meditate, and to enjoy something else besides the social media. And I like the way you paused after you raised each question in your speech, which I believe a good way to engage the audience. And the communication or vocabulary is all clear, it's very loud, and it's good for all of us to hear you. The one thing I would like to challenge you to improve on is probably you like to think about the style of your speaking. When you speak, what image you like to set up to give your audience. For example, I probably don't want to rock my body that frequently. That's a little thing that I've observed. And also the probably notes reading can be a little bit in another form that your eyes will not be so straight on one thing as if you were looking at the notes. I'm not too sure of that. And that's what I think you can improve on. And all in all, it's a very good speech Thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Now, the third speech evaluator is, oh, Robin.
Maggie.
Maggie was just did it. I think Robin is the one, right?
It's me. Priyanka, I have enjoyed your speeches since the day that you joined. You do a really good job of expressing yourself, showing the confidence when you're speaking, looking at the camera, which tends to be a challenge for some people because we want to look at the screen instead of at the camera so that we're looking at you. And you do a really good job of that. The information that you shared, having done this project 3 times now, it's always a challenge to try to figure out how I'm going to deliver this information in a different way. And I believe that the way that you delivered communication styles and the information that you shared and solutions that you shared were very, very interesting and a really good way of doing that. I'm going to give you 3 things that you excelled at during your speech, 2 things that you may want to work on, and 1 thing to challenge yourself with. The first one is, like I said, your speech was very well organized, very informative. You engaged the audience immediately by asking a question, and you also introduced your topic organically rather than saying, this is the topic or the formal way that some people will introduce their topic. You did it very organically so the audience was aware of what you were going to be speaking about and was already engaged because you had asked the question. You did a fantastic job of providing examples and infusing a bit of humor with the naming of the different personas. You don't have to force a joke. Sometimes you can use what you have in your speech and make it funny or humorous in a way that it keeps your audience engaged, and you did that very well. The 2 things that you may want to work on are summarize each segment. When you're sharing a lot of information, I would not wait until the end of a speech to summarize all of it. If you have segments like you did where you talked about the different types of personas and then how you would communicate with those different types of people, take each of those segments and summarize the points and the solutions that you've provided at the end of each segment. Secondly, pause. Use the power of a pause. I know that it's uncomfortable and it feels like you're standing there in silence forever, but the pause gives your audience the opportunity to absorb everything that you've told them, as well as keep them on the edge of their seats, because then they're like, okay, what's next? So using that pause adds impact, and it also gives your audience the opportunity to take in everything that you've said. And finally, utilize gestures. You look at the camera, you give us eye contact, and in this virtual world, we have to find creative ways to do that. Maybe standing will help, but stand up. It's okay to stand. You're in a camera, it's okay. Stand up or find other creative ways to say, I have 3 points, or anything that might help bring those gestures to continue to keep people engaged and participating, especially in this virtual arena. Overall, great speech, and I look forward to your next one. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Great jobs. We had 3 great evaluations. 3 of them were positive, supportive, encouraging. That's the way that we need to have. I know Ming was the first time that doing the evaluation. A little bit, we need more information. That was your first time. You did a great job for the very first time. A little bit expand more on evaluation and also end with summary. The other 2 speakers, they did great job as usual, Maggie and Robin, especially that they give some examples how to improve. For example, Maggie says, for example, you do this, and Robin supported all the 3 and 2, 1, and ended with summary. Great job, great job. We had 3 great speeches. I go with first one. That was the first time in our club. I liked it, but I like to see a little bit more slow and with more pauses because it was too fast for me. The second one, Tarini, you did great job. And I have a note for you that you were asking questions. That was great. And you had great pauses during your speech. And also you ended up with call to action at the end that you ask us to read such a book. That's a great ending for a speech. The third speaker is the same thing about your communication style. You did great job. You follow those, and thank you very much. As far as Toastmasters, we did great job. Let me go from the beginning. We opened up the meeting today on time, a few minutes before. In the last couple of times, I had problem to log in, but today I was lucky or what, it was good. And we started the meeting only 2 minutes after the time, and that's very good one for the Zoom. I really appreciate everybody's help and contribution because of this time is the best preparation we had so far, and we like to do better, of course. There were a lot of communication prior to this meeting as far as the Toastmasters roles, that who fills this role, who fills that role, and word of the day be in the agenda. That was great thing. And I may thank Dolores for that. That reminded everybody in last time meeting that let's do this and have everything ready. One thing, I didn't see the theme of the meeting. It would be nice to have the theme of the meeting and share that with Table Topic Master, because usually for table topics, we like to start questions or topics based on the theme of the meetings. Today, our Table Topic Master was great. He had a lot of good questions, but because I didn't have the theme, I didn't see the theme. It was not related to the same thing. That's okay. However, as many of you mentioned during the meeting that you should not do it, as a role of Table Topic Master, we like to talk about two things at the beginning. One is the requirement of the time, that is minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes, but 2 minutes could be expanded with 30 seconds. And the other one uses of the word of the day. These are reminds everybody that they need to use the word of the day, especially, I mean, we have several new members and 2 guests here. But the topics were great. It would be nice to have a team that we go based on the team. May I have the helpers report, counters report, please? Oh, I do the counters late. Let me hear the timers report first for the evaluations.
Timer?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were calling for the counter, but that's all right. Now the time report I have here, Mingjing, everybody qualified. Okay, Mingjing, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Maggie, 2 minutes and 1 second. Robin, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So everyone qualified.
Okay, thank
Send
you.
me your votes.
Thank you. Here we vote for the best evaluators? Then send your vote to Dolores. Grammarian report. Who is the grammarian?
So apart from table topics, we had Tarini and Maggie use the word of the day once. And Dolores also did not use in the table topics, but while giving the explanation, I heard her use it twice. And another interesting word I heard was from Kavita. She said quivering fear. So I think that was a very interesting and like a new word for me. So I think that was interesting. And I'm sorry if I didn't hear anyone else use the word of the day. So I think overall it was a pretty good meeting for the word of the day today.
Thank you very much. I was counter also, and I took a very detailed note just for your information. But if I give you very detailed information, don't get mad, because we are trying to improve as much as possible. With no particular order, the way I have the names here, I go. Dolores had 1 2 sows. Betty has 1 1 sow. Priyanka, I didn't get anything. Kavita, that was your first time speaking here, and also you spoke like 5-6 minutes. I heard 4 arms, 3 6 sows, and 14 ands, 2 bat, and 2 double words I, and 1 okay. Ming, I heard one so and 3 ands. Tarini, great job. Jeff, you had 3 so's. Maggie, 2 ah. Robin, after for the last few minutes, that was 3 ums. And Mariana, you had 2 ahs and 7 ums, 1 and 2 but, and 1 I mean. And Chris, you had 1 You guys did great job, especially for new members and the guest. Very impressive. That was great. I think I covered everything. One thing I like that because we got this one during the meeting, all the speakers, please send your speech information to your evaluators and Toastmasters. Because first of all, they should have evaluation form ready that they see what they are going to evaluate for. And also it would be nice that we have the information from the beginning of the meeting. That was my report. Thank you very much. And we had warm welcoming for the guest. Great job. Back to you.
Thank you.
Madam President.
Thank you, Barman. Have we vote for the best evaluator yet? And then before that, do we have
Yes,
any?
I have the report for everyone. For best, thank you, Madam President and Madam Toastmaster. For best evaluator, okay, let me go with the best speaker first. Best speaker is Priyanka. Best table topic speech is Chris Tool. Best evaluator is Robin. And best of the big 3, Jeff. May I take this opportunity to, as your coach, to give some reports. Our DCP is still 3. I believe that we're more than that. So BP Ed, if you can check that. And our membership is 11. This is the latest report with the Toastmaster International. So we need five new members to get 16 to be a distinguished Toastmaster. So being 3, we need 2 more to be distinguished for DCP, and to be a select, we need 4 more, and to be president distinguished, we need 5. We can do it. I'm sure we can do that. The challenge is the membership. Please, thank you for the guests who came today, and I adjure you that come as much as you want, but think of becoming a member. We need membership in this club. We want to raise this as a distinguished club. So for the good of the club, for the good of everyone, please get yourself a guest. Every meeting, invite someone and bring a guest here. Okay, now the BP membership main thing is to follow up the guests. All of the guests, please, Maggie, follow them up. Thank you very much. Follow them up and talk to them about the benefits of being Toastmaster and the benefits specifically of being an amazing champion club Toastmaster. And the BPPR, I found out is Robin Coward. It is one of your duties to bring as many guests as possible. Also make some flyers so that we can put those flyers in social media or in Toastmaster International so we can invite them to our meeting. Now, I also go with Daman that we should have a team so that we can study them. See, it's not all impromptu. There's a way of studying. Before that, even Mark Twain said that impromptu is not impromptu. Impromptu takes time to study. And for him, when he's invited to any place, he studies for 3 weeks. So that it's good for everyone that when we have a team, then read about it so that we have the presence of mind when we come to the meeting and there's something we can share to others. Okay, it's sharing. We are all growing, it's sharing. And I agree with Baman that the evaluator, if you are an evaluator, please follow up with the speaker and find out the objective of the speaker. And also, if you are a speaker, then it's also your duty to give your evaluator or the postmaster your objective so that when we come to the meeting, it's smoother. And I see that we're more smooth now than last time. So we're improving. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations for all of you who are very inspiring and who are committed to our club. Thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Doris. Let's welcome our two guests. Do you have any comment for today's meeting? Can you give us some suggestion? Chris, first.
I just would say that, I learned a lot. I think y'all are very well spoken, great communicators, and some really great topics that just were interesting to listen to. So really, I don't have any suggestions. You kind of inspired me. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Chris. And Mariana?
Yeah, I would say exactly what Chris said. For my first ever Toastmasters, I think this group is great. All the speeches were very, I could kind of take them into account and, kind of how I'm going to put them into perspective in my life. So I think this group is great. And like Chris said, y'all keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And join us.
So welcome you guys become a member, okay? And
Okay.
Our treasurer is Priyanka. You can talk to Priyanka to how to join. Thank you.
Chris and Mariana, if you can give your information so that Maggie can follow you up. Thank you very much. You can put it in the chat or send it to Maggie.
Email and a phone number. Now we can chat from there.
So who want to be the next Toastmaster? Can you raise your hand? Volunteer first.
By the way, group photo, Betty.
I did already. Don't worry about it. So,
Thank you.
Minchi, you want to be the Toastmasters? You want to try? Minchi.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try.
Okay, thank you. Who want to be the next speakers?
If you need, I could be one, but I wait until.
Okay, thank you, Bama. You will be the third one. Okay, you're backup one. Thank you.
I'll be talking for next one. I can talk.
You want to talk?
Yeah.
If you want to talk, then you cannot be the Toastmaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, Kavisa, you want to be the Toastmasters? Want to try? Kavisa. Can you?
Okay, I'll try.
Thank you. Okay, and then so we have two speakers now, right? Okay, so we will be on time. Anybody have any comment or now we're gonna dismiss?
Is Priyanka is one of our members. Oh, okay, I found her name. Thank you.
Okay, no comment. Okay, see. Okay.
I think Maggie, I think someone, if you're Kavita or someone you wanted to pay or something, can you just send me the details for the.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you, Priyanka. That's a help Kavita
Okay.
finalize the last step for her after this.
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, is Kavita our member now because she wants to be a member?
Yes, yes, we will.
She is now one of our members.
Not yet. We're going to finalize her payment after this meeting.
Okay, so if she becomes a member, we're 12, and so we need we need because 16 is what we need. So 12, four more. Okay, after Kavita.
One
Robin
quick
has a
area,
question.
one quick district announcement is their Jumpstart TLI is scheduled for December 12th. And we need at least 4 officers to attend that. 7 would be great, or all of the officers would be great because then we get pins for attending the TLI, officer pins. So just so you know that that's being scheduled, and more information will be coming from the district on the TLI. Just for the new members, is the Toastmasters Leadership Institute. We're required to attend it twice a year. So our years go from July to June. So we have one in the fall and one in the spring. So this would be our fall one, just so you know. And we are over time, so I'm going to be quiet.
Thank you, Robin. And can we get information from d50.org? Okay. So that's Bruce and
D50TM.
Mariana. D50.org
No,
is
D50TM.org.
D50
TM.
TM.org. One word, .org. Yeah, we can browse that website, and either you like to assign something on it, it's free, you can.
Yeah, also browse the Toastmaster International. So there are 2 places that you can browse. You should regularly browse toastmasterinternational.org and then the d50tm.org.
Okay.
Also, can I have a show of hands? Does everyone look at your WhatsApp, or do you have WhatsApp in your phone? Can you please raise your hands?
Really quick, Dolores, because we have visitors and our time is over. If you would like to stay and continue to listen, you're welcome to. But our time is 10:30 to 11:45. So if you have other plans or need to drop
Yes,
off,
all of the guests,
go ahead and
all of the ones who like to sign out, please, you can do so. And now, Robin, do you have a WhatsApp? Do you look at our WhatsApp?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, very good. Okay, and Priyanka, Kavita, Tarini, all of you, Baman, you have WhatsApp? Okay, Jeff, Betty, and Maggie. Okay, please look at the WhatsApp because that's one of our main avenue for communication now. Thank you.
Quick question. How about the phone? Today I had the phone filled, so do I need to upload somewhere or just keep it to myself?
What?
For the
Priyanka, can you please check your the chat? I'm asking you to, I mean, because I like your speech so much, to send me a copy, if you may. Yeah, thank you.
Ming, if you take a picture of it, you can send it to the person who made their speech.
And Kavita, thank you. Thank you for Kavita. You're still here, right? Kavita, my friend, thank you for that splendid speech. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, let's see you. Let's be on time. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.